Does this work? Can everyone hear me? Cool. Hi, my name is Hunter. Thank you for doing this for the first time. I really miss open mics. It was kind of how I came up in a way when I was like 16, which is so long ago now, it's hard to think about. 10 years, I guess. And, you know, open mics are always a way for me to, I don't know, express myself in ways that I wasn't really allowed to at school or at home or even in my close friend group, which I think is something that people in this room should be able to relate to. And so I think it's cool that you know, there's such a thing here finally. I've also never really like performed a song live because I never really had the chance, so this is kind of my way of being able to do that. Yeah, I'll be doing 2 songs from a record that I made with my friend Yona, aka Tilda Sounds. We are called Polygon. Obviously Yona isn't here, so you're gonna get just the words. The 2 songs, one of them is called The Crash, the other one is called The Fox. And this is all part of kind of a story or a poetic exercise about this character who is a wandering soul throughout many lives, reincarnated throughout history. And this soul is called Hunter. It's the other way around, right? I named myself after this character after I finished writing this, because I realized that I relate to what I wrote a little bit too much. And in the first half, in The Crash, Hunter is incarnated as a poet by the seaside, who goes a little bit insane and builds a spaceship and crashes it in the desert. And so his soul comes up again. And in the second half, The Fox, the second song, is actually the first time Hunter finds peace in the body of a fox. At the moment, it was 2023, I was just kind of writing this, mostly just intuitively, and then I realized, wait, like, I recently found out what the word therian is. This is therianism. I'm therian. Oh. So this is kind of how that whole thing came together, I guess. So yeah, The Crash is sort of also the first life of Hunter that I'm going to narrate. It's also sort of a look back at like 2019 when I was like long before transition. So back then it was a dark time for me because I felt like I always had this image, I guess, when I think about that time of being trapped in a car that's on fire and I need to get out and I don't know how to do it. And transitioning was my way out, and I didn't know that at the time, so I was just kind of doing whatever else. I had no clue, so that's what The Crash is about. So it gets a bit dark, and so I felt like this. I am a road rage oxen beyond the end of my gears. I'm sinking into the gears, depth of the west in my ears. I'm on a death gripe, respirating, resting my tears. I put them up on the window with some music of the spheres. I keep the memories near. A foot slammed on the pedal and the other in the grave. It's weighed down by the metal hull, drawing a circle round the accolades and medals of a life lived, pandering to the devil, peddling a life of orchestration not a mother could love, whose house she's supposed to read the night scribbles above that ain't right. Abomination scraped out of the brink of exhaustion, or reflected through the pen in its ink. It's still missing the link. Just think of all lost, investigating the mirror of all the memories crossed out by enemies nearer with each word on the page. Just take me over, engage, and I'll give up the stage. Just take a wheel for me, gather up under the steel forming, steadier hand, coordinating a plan, forming a headier demand to the gods of the land. They don't speak, but I see signals in the palm of my hand, gripping the radar with the blips from a map of a past life, gliding up from under the stars into a half-rife bundle of thoughts, patterns, footnotes, and advice from imagined characters still strapped in the device. Sometimes I wonder if the walls have developed the language, or it's really just I wrote in them to cope with the damage. Hands are out and open around my neck, feet on the dashboard. I can make the engine burn out if you ask for it. I can bake the aimlessness into a work of art, fit the shamelessness to jumpstart driving the part. I play my part. Now don't tell me I don't speak from the heart. I've led bare from the start. I never flee from the sparks, and I will tell you how it ends. It's with me in the dirt, between the scraps and the spaceship, still sitting inert. And I mourn the kid that once had their hand on the lever, now displaced into a man drifting out in the never, so plagued by refractions of the moon over the sea, still yearning to be seen there, reciting a plea on the hunt for who did it. It's just pieces of me, now increasingly free, cycling to places to flee, but my body's still colliding mass, and my mind still can't find the keys. This is home now, and time spills over itself, flipping the ship through parabola, tripping the bloodstream, overriding the stamina, parchment suits of the cockpit, spelling the ending of the swinging flesh and bones still trapped in the cache, and all that starts in the gutter will end in the crash. And from the ash, Thank you, but versus. And a second song, anyway. We'll end in a crash. And from the ash, flames drift out with a rebel, my soul unleashed from the rubble of wretched rickety devil, and flesh decays I cut troubling. Bridges chart down the weathering, sweltering heat of feathering blows. Demon now decomposed from the ashes of the mind rose. Constellation exposed from a field narration, exposed of a drawing trapped in the frame of a patient gnawing through flame. I got nothing left to explain. This is not my game now, wrong. Earthly aches now undone. As I make amends with the sun. Cut myself from the earth, I make myself from the stars. Descend to a body for good, maybe find a home in the wood with the roots as far as I should, in the birdsing of my hood, or no. I'll be a creature of snow, and leave on my bask in the glow. Possibilities found, no bones left to be found, but wait. What of animal gate, hold on, and soon your predator gaze will be the home for my song, and though your eyes may belong to feral bindings, I'm gone to find my purpose in you, find my body anew. My body agrees that this is the key with no time to flee, this time it's me. Pause on the concrete, I am not alone. Little steps through the heat, I am not at home. And though the sun is sound asleep, everybody still beats to the heart of the drum, cause there is time to kill. Thunder arms before they move past the limit line. Boston record, you can move past the finish line. Picked up pentameter of phone stocks and cameras. Feel the wind in your fur, it's just animals here. We're all animals here, it's so perfectly clear. The friendly stranger in the mirror is just who she appears. So if you glitter your gold, then start bearing your soul. Unwriting, rewinding, reminding your gold. Carving name into the city bliss. Before you feel the abyss, before you cease to exist, because you know what this is, so take care of your kids, before they take you to bits, before they figure you out, your grace flipping about, your days played on the ground, the spotlight on your snout, the chain under your tail, the sounds thunder and hail, the picture frame of your tail, but that means you prevailed, and that means you escape, so come meet me at the gate, and we'll draw your fate. It's got the wings and the voice of an angel, the flower crown carries the allure of a stranger. I'll show you where the weeds grow above that lowered head of yours. Light, sound, and smell in your mouth escape the metaphors. I rip out that pen between your teeth and I bury it beneath the semicolons and the question marks and periods. Dash through the myriad outlines and spirited word trends, cause you deserve to live, you fucking idiot. And while you're taking the time, I'll write the skyline, flipping over leftover histories at the sidelines. Write the intuition, it's just scent lines and pheromones, blankets of noise between the landlines and telephones. Ranting with poise about who's moving what next, green eyes at a distance and hands over quick text. Knives over thick necks and daggers by vision. If I dare to stop and listen, I might carry incision, but I was never really there. I just there for the glisten, for the shiny hint, polished accent, metallic footprint. Manic speech bent to gain a seal or a soldier with a thunder whips the streets and four wheels like bowlers. Solemn and past with thick death from above, I trick death from above, tail setting aloft. A quick sickening soft, and as snickering does, just like bickering rain against the window glass pane, I am entering the system through the city's veins. And when I'm missing you, I rise to the glint of the sea, the neon floodlights transforming in eclipse over me. Nobody's batting an eye, the flitting orange light, fitting mosaic like into the stark abundance of bright. And as above, so below, some hearts and voices in glow. And though I'm silent, I know that there's a place for you here, between the rubble and glue. I feel it growing in you, another peak to pursue. Wait, what? Anyway, the point is, the fox is happy. Thank you for listening. Thank you. So this whole poetic exercise has a bit of a dual purpose as well, because as I was finishing this whole thing, writing about many different lives, I realized that, obviously this speaks to the transgender experience, but even more than that, it speaks also to kind of the difficulty of, being able to love yourself, because loving yourself in the moment who you are is already very difficult. But if you look into the mirror every day and you see someone from years ago that's still fucking there, still somewhere hidden behind, the makeup and everything, and you hate that person, it's difficult to love who you are now. The only way for me out was to kind of develop this habit of trying to write a love letter to your past selves. Stop being scared, really look at yourself for who you were, and find something in that person that can be loved, because there will be something. Anyone in this room will have that, and that actually was the only way for me to, be alive now. So this whole decay concept is my way to realize that. Not everybody is going to sit here and rap for 5 minutes, but maybe you will do something else. Whatever your art form is or your medium, I do encourage you to write a love letter to your old self. from years ago in any way that you can. It will save your life. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Hunter, for the lyrics and the wonderful thoughts.